Hi, welcome to our channel Mansa Tutorials. Today we are going to take a part 2 video of pronouns. In the last class we have discussed half part of our different types of pronouns. So today we are going to take remaining session, that is the remaining 5 different types of pronouns. Today we are going to discuss in our class. So if you have any doubt, before starting the video, I just want to inform you that if you have any doubts or you have any requirements to make videos, then I request you to please mention in the comment section so that I can follow you on that and I can respond to you through comments. And now we are going to start our class. Before going into that, we'll just revise what are the different types of pronouns we have discussed in our previous class. So what are the different types of pronouns we have discussed in our previous class? Now we are going to see. So what are that? First thing, personal pronoun we have discussed. So what are personal pronouns we have discussed? Next, we have even discussed about possessive pronouns. Later we have discussed about relative pronouns, indefinite pronouns and intensive pronouns. These are the different types of pronouns we have discussed in our previous class. So today we are going to discuss about another type of pronoun, that is demonstrative pronoun. So what are demonstrative pronouns? Demonstrative pronouns are the nouns that take place of a noun that's already mentioned in the sentence. So already when you have started some discussion regarding some noun in the sentence and you just want to complete that, means you just want to take lead of the same noun in the sentence, in that scenario we will use this demonstrative nouns. So for examples of demonstrative nouns are these, those, that, this, such. These are the examples of demonstrative nouns. So example, you see, roses are red in color, I said. So again I want to say roses are beautiful. So roses are red in color, roses are beautiful. No need to say like that. Roses are red in color, these are beautiful. You can say these are beautiful because you are discussing about them in the next. So these roses are beautiful or these are beautiful. You can use this demonstrative pronoun these. Do not eat that. So I'm saying do not eat that. That means what? I have initially discussed regarding that in the sentence. So what are demonstrative pronouns means? Demonstrative pronouns are the nouns that take place of a noun that's already been mentioned in the sentence. That means already you have discussed regarding that particular noun in the sentence. So you are continuing the same discussion. Means regarding the same noun you are continuing the discussion. So in that scenarios you use this demonstrative pronouns. Examples of demonstrative pronouns are those, these, that, this, such. So these are the examples of demonstrative nouns. So demonstrative adjectives and pronouns. See, demonstrative something is nearer once you are talking, then you use this and these. Something which is, this means when you are talking about singular thing you use this as a demonstrative noun. When you are using plural thing then you use these. And at the same time you are talking something which is far, then you use singular pronoun that. Understood? Then plural pronoun those, because they are far from you. So something which is far from you, then what you say? Those are. Which is near to you? These are. And that means for plural pronouns, plural demonstrative pronouns, you use these and those. Understood? And when you are talking about singular demonstrative pronouns, then you use this and that. That book is mine. Okay, this is a cat. Means something you are talking about things which are nearer to you. In that scenario, what you use? Demonstrative pronouns we use. So demonstrative pronouns are what? Nouns that take place of pronouns that take place of noun that which is already discussed in the or mentioned in the sentence. So when that is already discussed or mentioned in the sentence, you are just continuing the discussion about it. In that scenario, what type of pronouns you use? Demonstrative pronouns you use. So next pronoun, interrogative pronouns. So interrogative. So what is interrogation? Questioning someone is called interrogation. So interrogative pronouns means questioning pronouns. See, an interrogative pronoun often stands for something that we are not aware of, because we are asking to know something regarding something. Then we use this, specially this interrogative pronouns. So examples of interrogative pronouns: whose, what, which, whom. These all are what? Interrogative pronouns. Example: what is your nickname? So I don't know what's your nickname. Then I'm asking, What is your nickname? So I am using what as a interrogative pronoun here. Whose pen is this? I don't know the ownership, means who is the owner of the particular pen. In that scenario, what I'll ask, whose pen is this? I am using whose here. So whose is what? An interrogative pronoun. Understood? So examples of interrogative pronoun list is given here. So who, so it is related to a person. When you are talking, when a person is a subject, in that scenario use who as an interrogative pronoun. When a person is an object in the sentence, then you use whom as an interrogative pronoun. When person is possessive in a sentence, means you are asking about ownership of someone, then you use whose. That's what, no? I just want to know who is the owner of the pen. So that time person is what? In possessive scenario, in possessive situation. So whose pen is this, I ask. Understand? I just want to know the ownership of the thing. Who is the owner of that pen? Then I use what type of interrogative pronoun? Whose pen is this? I just want to know if the person is an object. Then in that scenario, whom, I use whom as a interrogative pronoun. And if the person is subject in the sentence, then I use who as a interrogative pronoun in the sentence. So interrogative pronouns means an interrogative pronoun often stands for something that we are not aware of it. Means when we don't know about that, in that scenario, what type of pronouns we use here? Interrogative pronouns we use in this. So after interrogative pronoun, we are seeing the different and the type of pronoun, that is reflexive pronouns. So regarding this reflexive pronouns, in our previous class we have discussed. What is that? Reflexive pronouns and interrogative intensive pronouns are somewhat similar. They appear same. But when you don't use intensive pronoun in the sentence, there is no problem. It doesn't matter or it doesn't affect the sentence. But these reflexive pronouns will means they mean lot to the sentence. So today we are going to see, means now we are going to discuss about reflexive pronouns. What are reflexive pronouns? They are used when the subject and the object of a sentence refer to the same person or thing. When subject or object referring to the same person or thing, that time, in that scenario, means see, something happened or some scenario you are discussing in a sentence. In that situation, the subject means that particular subject or that particular object is belonging to the same person or thing. In that situation, we use this reflexive pronouns. So reflexive pronouns and intensive pronouns are a bit complex type. Understood? They are somewhat similar. Examples of reflexive pronouns we'll see. Yourself, himself, ourself. These all are what? Examples of reflexive pronouns. So now we observe one example. He bought himself a new phone. He bought himself a new phone. Understood? Here regarding that he, only again I am saying, means he himself only bought that new mobile. Understood? So who bought that? So here what is happening? The subject and the object of the sentence is referring to what? Same person. Understood? So here he bought himself a new phone. Now you imagine that you removed he here. Then you see bought himself a new phone. Or else means it is answering one question in that. Who bought a new phone to him? He himself bought a new phone for him. Understood? So reflexive pronouns are used. Means they are used when the subject and object of a sentence is referring to a same person or same thing. Understood? In that situations we use this reflexive pronouns. One more example. She told herself to spend all vacation at home. Means she decided with herself. She decided by herself that she have to spend all her vacation at home. So here also that spending vacation at home, who decided that? She decided that. So spending time. So this subject and object here, it is belonging to whom? Single person. So that is the means that is the reason here what is the sentence used, means what is the reflexive pronoun used? Herself. She told herself to spend all vacation at home. So what are the different types of reflexive pronouns we say? See, she kicked herself, means by walking she herself kicked her leg. So who kicked means her leg only got hurt by her. So when you are saying that subject and object both are relating to one person, or you are discussing about one person or one thing in the sentence, in that scenario use this reflexive pronouns. Examples means if subject pronoun is I, then reflexive pronoun is myself. If subject pronoun is you, then yourself, he, himself. So these reflexive pronouns and intensive pronouns are somewhat similar. Understand, they both are same, because they are also what we have said, yourself, ourself, himself, these only we have discussed. But there, that intensive pronoun, if it is not there in the sentence also, there will be no effect on the sentence. But here, he bought a new phone. He bought a new phone means someone bought, means he bought himself a new phone. To whom he bought, or for whom he bought himself a new phone. So you are answering some question here. So without reflexive pronoun, the meaning of the sentence changes. But when you remove intensive pronoun, it doesn't show any effect on the sentence. So now we are going to see, means we have discussed reflexive pronouns and intensive pronouns. Now we will see, when we compare reflexive pronouns and intensive pronouns, what is the major difference, means how you can differentiate reflexive and intensive pronouns. Means a reflexive pronoun is essential to the sentence and it cannot be deleted from the sentence. Understood? I myself, means you are saying about reflexive. Now what is the example? He bought himself a new phone. Understood? When you are removing reflexive pronoun from the sentence, it doesn't show it, the sentence will not be completed. Understood? But when you remove intensive pronoun from the sentence, it doesn't affect the sentence. That is the major difference between, means that is how you can differentiate that it is intensive pronoun and that is reflexive pronoun. And this intensive pronoun is always followed by a, means it is followed after noun. If noun is there, after that immediately we use intensive pronouns like I, myself. Understood? You, yourself. So we use immediately after a pronoun or a noun in a sentence. What? Intensive pronouns. And when you are coming to reflexive pronouns, they mean the sentence. Means if you remove reflexive pronoun from the sentence, the meaning of the sentence will change. But when you remove intensive pronoun from the sentence, it doesn't affect the sentence. So such pronouns are called intensive pronouns, and thus if sentence is affected, then such pronouns are called reflexive pronouns. That is the major difference, how you can differentiate reflexive and intensive pronouns. Understood? So next pronoun is reciprocal pronoun. So what is reciprocal pronoun? A reciprocal pronoun is a pronoun that we use to identify a feeling or any kind of action that is reciprocated among two or more. When you are discussing some feeling or an action between two persons or a group of persons, then you use this reciprocal pronouns. So example, you are talking, you want to say Pal helped to Zam and Zam also helped Pal. You just want to say. Then you can say like this. Pal and Zam help each other. You can say like this. Why? Because here each other is what? Reciprocal pronoun. All the students gave presents to one another. All the students gave presents to one another. That means one another. Means everyone gave to some or other person, they have given their present. So one another. So reciprocal pronouns are, means two types of pronouns here we use, that is each other and one another. These are the two pronouns we use in reciprocal pronouns. So each other comes when you are discussing about two people, between two people, discussion or action happening between two people, then we use each other. And something is happening between more than two people, then you use one another as reciprocal pronoun. So example, you see, each other, they love each other, they respect each other. That means between two people, they love each other. Two people, they love each other. That scenario I use what? Each other as a reciprocal pronoun. So when you're talking about a family, the family loves one another. The family loves one another means it is more than two people, no? So they love one another. So when you're discussing about more than two people, in that scenario, what type of reciprocal pronoun we use? One another. When you're talking about two people's action or any kind of action or feeling between two people, then what type of pronoun we use? Each other. Or any type of action or feeling when you are talking more than two people, then you use reciprocal pronoun called one another. So now we are going to see the other type of pronoun, that is Distributive pronoun. Distributive pronoun means that describes a member of a group separately from the group. That means from a group of people you want to talk about single person. In that scenario we use this distributive pronouns. So distributive pronouns that describes a member of a group separately from the group and not collectively or including in that group. It refers to a thing or a person in a group. Means you are talking about referring to a thing or a person in the group. In that scenario you use what? Distributive pronouns. Examples what? Means either, every, neither, none. These all are what? Examples of each. These all are examples of distributive pronouns. So each of the boys writes a poem. So out of all the boys, means every boy writes a poem. So group of boys are there. So each of the boy writes a poem. Each boy was given a prize. So every boy got a prize. So how you will express that? Group of boys are there. In that every boy got a prize. Then you can use this distributive pronoun like each boy was given a prize. Means, and you want to say even this road is leading to railway station, even that road is leading to railway station. At that scenario what you can say? Either roads lead to railway station. Either roads means here you are using a pronoun either. These two roads leads means you are using either roads lead to railway station. So you are expressing means you are saying you are discussing the topic means the two roads will reach you to railway station. So here you are using either roads leads you to railway station. Here you are using a distributive pronoun either. So either, neither, each, these all are what? Distributive. When you are talking about single thing in a group, means out of a group, a thing or a person in a group, you are discussing an issue. Means in a group about a person you are talking. Out of 100 people, about each person you want to say. About each thing you want to say. In that scenario we use what? Each word. Or else when you are talking about two things, at that scenario we use either. When you want to means either means about the two things you want to discuss. In that scenario you use either. So each, either, neither, these all are what? Distributive pronouns, because they refer to a person or thing one at a time. At a time about everyone you want to say. Understood? In that is called what? Distributive noun. Distributive pronoun. Distributive pronoun is always singular and as such it should be followed by a singular noun and verb. See, each boys you can't say. Boys may be group of boys, but you are talking about every single person. So each boy, you can't say each boy was given a gift. Each boy was given a gift. So it means it should be always followed. Distributive pronoun should always be followed by a singular noun. Understood? So with this we have completed different types of pronouns. What are the different types? Totally how many types of pronouns are there? 10 different types of pronouns. In the previous video we have discussed the 5 different types of pronouns, and in this video we have discussed 5 different types of pronouns. With this we have completed totally 10 different types of pronouns. And so what is pronoun? What are the different types of pronouns we have discussed? So in the next video we will meet with a new topic of parts of speech. Hope this video is useful for you. Thank you. Please subscribe and share my channel.